Hey guys, I'm Angel, and today I'm going to show you how to make straight flush cuts with this Rui tool Japanese pull saw. So what you need to draw your line is going to be some sort of square, whether it be a speed square or a big carpenter square. Set your square up onto the edge and strike your line. So you're going to want to do it on 3 faces. And then when you turn it over to the last face, don't just hold it square to the edge, actually connect the 2 lines. So in this case, it ends up being square, but in some cases it may not be, they may not line up. So make sure those lines actually do line up. Now I'm going to start my cut on this face right here to show you guys. Now what we're going to be doing here is a cross cut, and so these Japanese saws are famous for having 2 types of saw teeth on them. One of them is a cross cut and the other one is a rip cut. So the rip teeth are bigger and they don't have that 3-pointed angle to them, whereas the cross cut teeth are angled and they're much smaller, they're much finer. The reason for that is because they're having to tear through the material, and so all that sawdust has to get filtered away. Whereas the rip teeth can work with the fibers of the wood, and they're almost like little chisels. So we drew our line all the way around, but I can only see these 2 faces, this one and this one. So that's literally all I'm going to cut. So I'm going to take care, I'm going to use the crosscut teeth, which are the smaller teeth, and I'm going to get started right on my line. I'm going to put my hand over here, and I'm not going to pull immediately. I'm going to start by pushing the blade very gently on that line, establishing a kerf. It may take 1, 2, maybe even 3 tries to get the kerf deep enough. Now I'm going to give it a small pull. Nope, not deep enough yet. A little bit. There we go. And just make sure that blade does not skip on you. So now, as you can see, I'm looking over the edge to make sure that that saw blade is tracking on that line. And that's about as deep as I'm going to go on this face for now. Now, my goal is to get this saw and drop it down this line and cut this face right here. So from back here I can stand back now. Alright, so I'm going to continue to take this kerf down this line right here, and then this saw is going to start to fall down like this. And all the while I'm going to make sure that these teeth don't come out of the wood and don't penetrate any deeper on this face, because I can't see that line. I can't tell whether the saw is going one way or the other, so I'm only cutting the lines that I can see and that I can control. And you can see on this face I'm tracking exactly where that line is. So I want to take a minute and show you that this is how you make that cut. You're essentially establishing a diagonal from this point to here. This doesn't make so much sense on a small piece like this, but if you imagine that you're cutting this timber in the middle of it, this technique prevents any blowout, any tear out. So if you've cut things like this before and you've cut perfectly vertical all the way down, whenever you get to this bottom part over here, the wood is going to start to hinge. And then that causes this section down here to completely break off, and maybe even break off into the piece that you were meaning to keep. Doing it like this prevents any of that tear out from happening. If it does tear out, it'll tear out right here in the middle, not on a show face. So now we're going to cut the other side. So I flipped my timber twice. In the same situation, I can see 2 lines over here, and I have those kerfs that are already established from when I cut it on the other side. Now I already have a kerf established over here from the other side, so I don't have to worry about the blade tracking downward without me seeing it. So I could just put my blade right there where that kerf is, push it forward just a little bit, and start my cut. On the perimeter, this face is cut exactly on that line.